Okay, some of the new cards that just came out, we're going to go through all of them. Are they worth it, etc, etc. And of course, the Pogba. You know what, let's start with this Pogba card actually. You know what? Let's go over him. To be honest, I've always, I used to like FIFA 18 was the last time. I remember I used to have Pogba and I think, was it Fred in midfield when the game came out? Now, Pogba, look, the thing was he lacked the balance, which nowadays is much more important ever since FIFA 19, I would say. And of course, he lacked the sprint speed and defending. Now, this kind of goes back to the old school Pogba. Now, high medium, 6'3", 5-star, 4-star. I think now he's a brilliant card. I mean, the defensive awareness is the only thing that really lets him down. Now, this is important. If you're going to be playing him like a CDM, or you can't really play him there. That defensive awareness is just way too low. You cannot use the running jockey at all. So what I would say is, if you're going to be using this player as like a pure attacking centre mid, then I would say fine. You can even consider using him as a cam, but to be honest, I want to be honest, he's got the ability. The dribbling might be a bit iffy just because he is 6'3" and he hasn't really got the best agility. But even with 90s agility and balance, with someone being 6'3", they're going to be a bit more clunky on the ball. I think he's a fantastic card. I see him more as an attacking centre mid, and I would do him if you have that Serie A team or the French links. If you don't have the French links, like a Ginola or an Icon or something of that nature to give you the chemistry, you're going to be in trouble. A lot of people don't have a Serie A team. 600k, I think it's a bit pricey, but I think for the 5-star, 4-star, he's worth it. What I would say though is maybe you can look to someone like Zidane. Now, Zidane, look, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say they're similarly priced when they're not. But if you look at base Zidane, if you have a 300k, you have a tradable, you get a medium high. But with Zidane, you get the 5-star, 5-star. Get a bit better acceleration, which is important. Zidane's got better finishing, and they just lacks the shot power realistically. The passing, I would say, obviously goes in Zidane's favour. But they're very, it's very not the best. The chill team balance, I think it goes to Zidane here, just to 85, and the fact that Zidane is a bit shorter, and that is pretty much it in terms of that. Just the 85 balance, really pushing it in that favour. Defending, it leans towards Pogba. Like, there's no doubt towards Pogba, it leans towards that. And the physicality, look, it goes towards Pogba, and you got lack of aggression. So in my opinion, I would just get Zidane. Get the tradable Zidane. Yeah, he's 300k extra. Otherwise, you go ahead and get Pogba if you have the money. That is Pogba. Ronaldinho now, compared to the 94, he actually has good pace boost and +2 to all the dribbling. We don't know how much he is. This one's 3 million. How much is this one going to be? We have no idea. It could be 6. Apart from that, it depends what its price. I mean, is it going to be better? Probably will feel better. It depends what its price settles out. To be honest, we have to wait for that one to come up, but there's no massive upgrades that are very, very notable. He does have +2 physical, to be honest, but nothing of that nature that's very notable. Muller, now again, you're talking about with these icons, like I'm talking about only the slight upgrades. Like, he's got a bit better defensive header, heading accuracy, should I say? And look, he's got a bit better defending. Look, is it going to make a difference though? Okay, +1 everywhere else. Is an average person going to notice it? No. The way that I really look at it is I see his strength. Now, this is at 4 million. Maybe you'll settle about 1 or 2. I just think get the 94 here. Look, I'm not going to sit here and just pretend and say this for no reason. You're not going to notice. A +2 short passing, okay, maybe, but to be honest, you're not going to notice it compared to the 94. So in my opinion, I would say if this card is anywhere 1 or 2 million, you just be off getting Eusebio anyway. I wouldn't go with him. He's still a very good card, and so is his 94. It's actually a very underrated card, but I would say go for the 94. It's probably not worth it. Then we go to Nesta. Now, Nesta is... now, to be honest, that's it. There's a lot of cards. We're going to go through them incrementally, but Nesta, look, this is the one that I was happy about. Now, Nesta doesn't get the credit he deserves in the game, in my opinion. He should be one of the best centre-backs in the game. But this is when I mean some of these Team of the Year foot icons are the real difference, okay? His 94, compared to Muller, where it's +1s, look at the difference. Now, he gets +18 balance, okay? +27 agility, which maybe it makes it at least now better, much better, right? I'm sure I don't care about. He's got +5 strength, +3 aggression, and +11 long passing. Then his pace gets improved. Now, this is the thing. Before, his pace was too slow. In my opinion, now it's still slow. I would love for it to be 1995 just because you have players like Virgil van Dijk. But like, I think over his 92, it's a massive, massive upgrade. But for 1.5 million coins, you know, we don't know how much the team of the centre backs are. But just to give you an example, I'm going to compare it with someone like Capita, which for the average player would be more of like an acceptable card. Or even if we go for the Prime Capita, which I thought, if I'm not mistaken, is just a slightly better. You can see here, look, you got the much better sprint speed. And then if we look, for example, at the vision and passing, Capita wins there. And he's got better agility and balance. And the only thing he really lacks is +6 defensive awareness. But because he's got naturally good pace with a shadow, he can make up for it. So I think the real thing that he only really loses Capita really here, in my opinion, is the strength and the aggression. And of course the height, 5'11". But if you're asking me, I'd rather have someone like this on a shadow. And they've got, you know, near maxed out stats anyway. So Nesta, look, although he's a very good card, I don't think realistically he's worth playing inside the team. Unless you're a big fan. But I think now he's usable. Whereas this card, in my opinion, I will be considering unusable. That is unusable territory. But at least with this one now, with 86 sprint speed, it's much more usable with a shadow. I'm not saying it'll be one of the best, but he's definitely usable. Makalele, now this is one card that I've not really used that much. This 87 Makalele was the real one that everyone really liked. Now you got the 90, and then you have the 92. Now this is where things actually get interesting, because you can see if you compare the 90 now, compared to the 92, look, you get much better sprint speed and acceleration, much better passing, a bit better shooting, but shooting's not good enough anyway, and he gets better agility and balance, and +4 defense awareness, which is also important. I think, you know what, this is going to be an underrated card. It depends what price he settles at, but because he's got low high work rates, I see this guy as like a CDM. 5'9". Yes, he's on the short side, but when you put a shadow on him, he's got 99 defense, 99 stand tackling, 97 defense awareness, 99 interceptions, 92 sprint speed. A very, very good CDM, 87 long passes and 94 short passing. So as a CDM, and also he's got that agility balance. A lot of people, they prefer that agility balance for a CDM because they got that ability to maneuver. I think he's a good card. It depends what price he settles at. If I'm going to compare him, let's say, to someone, I would say, look, I would be looking to someone like Kante, and I would look at like this, and I'd be like, okay, Makalele is a bit better defensively. Okay, Kante loses the pace. You can see here, Kante's got better shooting. And then you can see the passing, Makalele does win. If we look at the agility and balance, they're very similar, but Makalele still wins on that point. And he's got much higher composure. The defending, Kante just ever so slightly better, and the physicality, probably I would say they're very similar, but I would say Makalele probably wins that just because I'd rather have the strength and the jumping over the maxed out stamina, almost maxed out aggression. So I think Kante is a better value for money. It depends. If this guy lands about 700k, I think he's a really good buy. And I think because he's got that agility balance to maneuver, and I think you might be looking at one of the best centre mids that can play as a CDM inside the game for the price point. The only thing I would say is if you're then looking towards like an attacking player or someone that can do a bit of both, someone like Yaya Toure, I know this one is 2 million, but like Yaya Toure, you could even argue as an attacking standpoint would be better. But that's what I want to mention to you. I would see him more as a CDM. At that price point as well with 1 million, I think Kante, it depends on Kante's price point, but I think if you go for like base Mateus, which is also not a bad card as well. But it comes to like, do you need the shooting? That's what it comes to. If you don't need shooting, you need someone to sit back, I would say is a really good card. Makalele, I think is a good card, very underrated. Now, Van der Sar. Now look, this is going to be one that's going to be interesting. Now, this is the thing. Everyone always liked this 89 Van der Sar because he had the sprint speed over the 91. But now the 92 is at the halfway point between them and is the better one. Now, the real thing here is the kicking and the speed. I think for the goalkeepers coming out, the speed is very important and the reactions are the same. Is he worth 2 million? Probably not. Look, I'll be honest. If he's worth 900k, I don't think it's worth it. I think just get the 490. But if you have the money, definitely is worth it for the sprint speed. Then we go to the last one, Mr. Ashley Cole. Now, again, this is not that much of an upgrade here. You know, you got +4 defense awareness. That's better. Okay. You got +4 reactions. Okay. You know, even for example, if you got, for example, a better weak foot or something like that, you know, it's not the end of the world. Like you can see, look, okay, he's got 4-star skills now. Okay, I don't really look at that too much. It's not the most important thing for me. But if I'm looking at this stats value, look, there's not a massive difference here. Bit better composure. Shooting is better, but like, you know, is he really going to be shooting that much? I mean, if you shoot your left back, maybe. In my opinion, look, 8.9, I think that's not a bad price. But I think for that kind of money, there's so many other left backs inside the game that you can get that are arguably better. I would say wait for Team of the Year. Depends what left back gets Team of the Year. We don't really know yet. But you can have, for example, the Zanetti is a different caliber. That card can be a very good CDM. But Zanetti, if they sell at that price, is very, very good. You've got Ferland Mendy, which is miles better than Cole. Yes, you'd like to build the defensive ability, but I'll say definitely that's the way to go. But that is the new cards. Hope you enjoyed a quick review. Thanks for watching. And of course, I'll catch you next time. Just be careful. Don't rush it to buy anything. And of course, I'll speak to you in a bit.